que me comprenda, pero sigo siendo el
How to Tuesday, Mr. Russell here. I just filmed a bunch without the hat, and that doesn't work. All right. So what we're making today, we're going to do Taco Tuesday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I also got some ground beef for our taco seasoning. This McCormick's. I think personally, as long as you feel your kids you can watch your kids. I think this is something that a lot of kids can do at a pretty easy pace. So that being said, I'm gonna get a wooden spoon. All right. There's a lot that goes into the frying. You have to have heat, so I use a skillet. If you have a pan, that's also good. And then what I do is I take this and I put it into a porcelain bowl. I guess it would be the best way to put it. And this allows it so it's a little bit more narrow, a little higher walls, and so I can put that with the water in there. So I got 1 pound of meat. I'm going to use 1 pound of meat. I'll get 1 cup of water most likely. I'll use a couple dashes of that. I'm trying to think what else I'm going to use today. And then when I make the guacamole, we'll have that. So, How to Tuesday. Apparently this packaging's amazing. Okay, so I wash my hands. Everything's good to go. You try not to touch meat. Meat is not what you really want to touch a lot of. So on the bottom of these is a little pad. We're going to put that in there. Oh, and it stayed. You hear the sizzle. I'm going to go right to the garbage with this. And I'm going to wash my hands again, just to be safe. I felt a little coldness on my little pointers. So, there we go. Happy birthday to me. Supposedly that's what you're supposed to sing. So, we're going to come around on the other side of the camera because I want to get some good footage of this sizzling joy. All right, so I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to be behind the camera. So I break it along the grains. I don't know why. It's just what I do. This is a non-stick skillet, so for the most part, you don't need the water or any oil or anything. Meat in and of itself, it depends on the percentage of fat in it. This is a pretty lean because, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind a little bit more fat, but it is what it is. So, all right. So with the ground beef, what you can tell is like where the white area, that's fat. So if it's pretty red or pretty dark red, it's pretty lean. If it's a little bit whiter, that means there's more fat in it. All more fat does is reduces down it a little bit more, and there's a little bit more flavor. But when you're doing ground beef and tacos, you want a little bit of that flavor to come from the beef, or a lot if you can. But you also depend on the taco seasoning. So, all right, I'm going to go back around the camera. We're going to continue to do this. This will probably be fast forward or some sort of silliness. So this does take a little bit of time. For the most part, as you keep on browning it, just kind of move it around. You're not going to put the seasoning in anytime soon. Really don't need the lid until you get until you put water in there. But you want to get most of all the beef brown. So age limit on this. My guess is a 4th grade on up. You know, maybe the skillet and some of this is a little bit hot. If you are saying this is like a 1st grader thing, then so be it. I know that the height of my counter and some of the things they have to do with meat with hot, it's a little bit beyond, I'd say 3rd grade. So, all right, that's good. All right, so as you can see, it's browning up nicely. One of the things you can do is you can drain some of that if you use a meat that you want to get some of that extra moisture out. This is really lean meat, so there's not a whole lot of excess to drain out. So at this point, what you're kind of looking for is to see if there's any pink left in any of these chunks, and just kind of, if you see a little pink, maybe kind of cut it in half, and then mix this around a little bit and try to get the pink down on the skillet side. I'm using skillet 350 is what I'm using this skillet at. If you have an electric skillet, I would say medium heat it would be sufficient if you're using just regular frying pan to do meat. Alrighty. All right. So what it says, so always read the directions. If you're struggling with reading the directions, make sure you talk to your parents. They can help you. So this is designed to put the, if you have like a shaker side, and then you have a, seriously? All right. So I've got a tablespoon. It says for 1 pound of meat, you do 1 tablespoon. For 1 pound of meat, you do 3 tablespoons of seasoning. So I'm going to put this right here. Tablespoon kind of goes in there. Oh, it just barely fits. Okay? And then you scrape it out. Oh, and you put it there. All right, that's lame. So what I do is I just kind of go, that's 2 tablespoons. All right, that's 3 tablespoons. I like a little bit more flavor. We're going to add a cup of water. And we want this to simmer, it says, right? 3/4 cup of water. I put a little bit too much water, but that's okay. Too much water isn't necessarily going to hurt the flavor per se if you let it reduce down and let it simmer for a little while. All right. So I put my heat down to 250, and it'll start to simmer here in a little bit, and the flavor just permeates that meat, which is what you want. Okay, so I'm gonna let this take this time right now. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put the lid on. But what's your favorite taco place? So my family, we like Taco Del Mar. We also like Taco Time. Back in the day in high school when there were 29-cent soft tacos at Taco Bell. I used to love Taco Bell. Actually, one of our favorite taco seasonings at Fred Meyer you can get is a Taco Bell taco seasoning. So, but we've been using them in the farmers. All right, so I'm gonna put that in there because I'm gonna put that there. All right. So, did this have raw meat? I guess it did. I'm gonna watch this. And I'll be right back. All right, so this is the skillet. It's bubbling away. And if you get down in the close, it's simmering. It's simmering a little bit faster than I like, but that's partially because I have it turned up to where I have it. You can stir this every now and then. I think it's probably wise to stir it every now and then, but you don't need to stir it a whole lot. The only reason I stir it is in case anything is burning to the bottom, but like I said, shouldn't as much. We're gonna put the lid back on there. 5 minutes is all that has to do. And so that's been on for about 2.5 minutes. We've got about 5 more minutes after that. So, oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. Okay, this should be pretty much done cooking. So what I'm going to do, and this is the difficult part. I'm just going to mix that around. So now one thing that you could do is if you cut up some of your I love onions in it, so I used to do onions. I do onions before actually cooking my meat in there, which is good. But like if you leave like this for a little bit, that flavor, you could do your, like if you saute peppers or anything like that. So sometimes I'll leave this just for the flavor of it. Okay, so this is nice and hot. I'm gonna move that out of the way, but that's our meat. I'm gonna actually cover this bad boy and allow it to just kind of sit in its juices for a little while. All right. Okay. Well, when I get back, we're gonna make the guacamole, and then we'll make a burrito and we'll eat it. So, Taco Tuesday. making burritos, making tacos, hey, it's Cinco de Mayo. We're just having some fun. We'll see you later. 250 is when I turned on the skillet. So this is the, had all the meat in there, so we're just gonna leave that in there. Now this is kind of the fun part. We'll see if it comes out. Yeah. Now, one down, one to go. Okay, so we're just gonna get this warmed up. But for the most part, it works on a lot of things. Always be careful of your thumbs anytime you're cutting. Okay. All right. Don't know if you heard somebody in the background say "shut up." That's not a word we ever use in our house. But somebody's stressed because I'll leave her name out because she has a big report due that she didn't do over the weekend like she was supposed to. So it's kind of like when you're supposed to do a How To Tuesday and you wait till Tuesday night because that's when you plan on having tacos. So the rice is almost done. We're gonna get out a couple different things. I have the paste. Okay, all right. So you kind of take it the half wrap. If you've ever been to Taco Del Mar, this is something that it's part of the experience. Okay, pretty clean. That is delicious. Somewhat salty, but that's okay. You know what? I'm going to enjoy this. I might even have a hard shell taco. One of the things I do with the Cholula is a little bit there. I also have a green sauce. A little verde sauce is good too. So, How To Tuesday. How to make tacos. Taco Tuesday. Cinco de Mayo. May 5th. We'll see you guys later. Bye.